fissure is central fissure. The second fissure is lateral fissure. The third fissure is parieto-occipital fissure. Fissure means divisions. So this division give rise to four lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, occipital lobe. Please write down this. Then frontal lobe is motor area. Frontal lobe is having a motor area, whereas sensory lobe, sensory area is in the parietal region, in the temporal region, and in the vision, in the occipital region, sensory area. Whereas association area is found in all the lobes: one lobe, two lobe, three lobe, and fourth lobe. All the lobes there is vision. It is association area. Please write down. Very important slide. Below parietal is somesthesia center and gusta receptor center. There are two receptor centers which are present in parietal lobe. Temporal lobe, there is olfactory, auditory, vernix, vernix center, broca. Broca, this is not bronca, it is broca. Okay, broca. Speech center. It's a broca speech. Then intellectual premotor area. Done? Done, everyone? What is that below vernix? Intellectual. Intellectual. Okay. So this is how it's divided into the three fissures divides the cerebral hemisphere into four lobes, that is frontal, parietal, temporal and occipital. All these four lobes have different areas. The frontal lobe is concerned with the promotor areas, premotor areas for the movement, bronchi is to the speech and intellectual is to the think. Parietal is concerned with the somesthesia. Somesthesia means where you feel the pressure, pain, everything is a center, is a parietal lobe. Then gusta receptor is with concern with the taste. Then temporal is concerned with olfactory. Olfactory means smell, auditory, hearing. Vernix means where you understand the language. Speaking the language is present in the frontal area. Understanding is present in the temporal area. Then there's a vision center which is occipital, in the occipital lobe. So these all are the centers of cerebral hemisphere. Next. Please write down this. Next. Now, has a sent the pre-center lobe and function. You know the premotor area, center premotor area is concerned with locomotion. Broncha is the speech, intellectual, creative, judgment, will, reasoning. Somesthesia is a pain, pressure, where you feel. Taste, I have told you, it's sensation. Write down this. Vision is with the sight. Next, olfactory. Please write down olfactory lobe, vernix. Vernix and bronchi is important. You should know the bronchi is the moment of speech, which is present in the motor area, and below there is a temporal lobe, where there is vernix. Vernix is where you understand the language. It's a two different thing. Many times the question is asked, so please make a note. Done. Next we are discussing about the diencephalon. Diencephalon, or the posterior part of the forebrain. We have discussed about the forebrain, which is olfactory lobe and cerebral hemisphere. Next comes the diencephalon. Diencephalon is a posterior part of forebrain. Okay. First, you draw this, and then we'll come back to the slide. Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you all see the screen or diagram of diencephalon, which consists of thalamus, hypothalamus, 80% of hypothalamus? Please draw this quickly. After optic chiasma. Optic chiasma. Chiasma means cross. The right optic nerve, the left optic nerve crosses each other. That is called optic chiasma, and this is in the front of hypothalamus. Epithalamus. Mammillary body. For recollecting the memory. Infundibulum, pituitary gland, hypothalamus, thalamus, epithalamus, which is roof, and it is house for house for pineal gland, house for pineal gland that secretes melatonin, secretes melatonin. Done, everyone. Can we move to the next? Done. Okay, now diencephalon, everybody listen, has three parts. First is epithalamus, second is thalamus, and third is hypothalamus. Epithalamus is a roof. Epithalamus is a roof, and it houses a gland called pineal gland. This is a pineal gland. This gland secretes an hormone that is called melatonin. What is the function of melatonin? Can anybody tell me? Anybody knows what does a melatonin hormone does? It maintains the sleep awake cycle. It biological cycle is maintained by this melatonin hormone, day night cycle. Very good. Now next is there is a thalamus. 80, the most part of diencephalon is thalamus. Below the thalamus there is a region called hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is called master gland, because the master gland is pituitary. The master gland is pituitary. The control of the pituitary is under the control of hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is called as yes. You're right, Pratisha. So master of master gland. Now hypothalamus is the main center for thermostat to maintain the body temperature, hunger, thirst. Everything is present on hypothalamus. Hypothalamus below there is a pituitary gland which is connected through a tissue called infundibulum. This is an infundibulum which connects the hypothalamus with the pituitary. Point is clear. In front of hypothalamus there is a crossing or optic nerve forming an optic chiasma, and in the back side there is two dots which are present. These are called mammillary bodies, that mammillary. Okay, bodies that is helpful for the recollecting the memories. This is the important character of mammals. Character of mammals. The presence of uh, mammillary body is an important character of mammals. Is this point clear to all? Any doubts here? Any doubts to anybody? Now please write down this. Come on, quick. No, not that infundibulum. This is a different. Okay, don't confuse with that. That infundibulum is present in the female reproductive tract. That is different. This is present in the brain. Finish this. Done. Okay, write down about hypothalamus. Yeah, function is same. Like it transfers. It's a connecting between the hypothalamus and pituitary. So it transfers the hormones which are formed in the pituitary or the signals from the hypothalamus to pituitary. Is it clear? Done? Next. Okay, you want me to wait? Okay, fine. Write down. Let me know once you're done. Manoj, let me know once you're done. Next, function of hypothalamus. The function of hypothalamus includes one is it act like an endocrine system because it produces hormones. It helps in thermoregulation because it maintains the body temperature. It's a site for hunger, thirst, satiety. Satiety means fullness, like you feel full, don't feel like eating. That's kind of fullness, satisfaction is by the hypothalamus. It controls the sexual behavior with limbic system. Please write down. I'll explain you what exactly is limbic system. Please write down until the function of hypothalamus. Done? Yes. Now, what is limbic system? What is limbic system? If you see the diagram, there's no diagram here. Let me draw it for you. Yeah. See, what does it mean? It is a loop of cortical structure. You know where is a colosseum, right? If there is, this is a colosseum, for example, and there is a one more loop which is surrounding around the colosseum and the hypothalamus. A kind, if this is a colosseum, this is a hypothalamus. In between, in there, near to that, there is a loop, a kind of a loop which is surrounding this corpus callosum and thalamus. So it includes thalamus, hypothalamus, amygdala, and hippocampus. Very, very important question. Limbic system is consist of. We should write all the four components: thalamus, hypothalamus, amygdala, and hippocampus. What does amygdala do? It helps to emote. Emote means to tell you, to express your emotion, whether it is happy, whether you are sad, whether you are anger, whether you are fear, whatever the kind of emotion you are expressing is due to the amygdala. Next, what is a hippocampus nuclei does? It converts the short-term memory into a long-term memory. For example, if it is whatever some incident has happened in the childhood, you still remember that incident after once you're adult. That is converting a short term into long term. This work is done by hippocampus nuclei. It is also responsible for reward and punishment. As I said, something good has happened to you during the time one of your friend has helped you during your childhood. When after you adult, like after many years, you meet that person, you still remember that he had done some good thing to you, and you reward him for that. So that kind of things, what we happen is due to the hippocampus. So the function of limbic system, one is the memory, other is the emotion expressed, and third is the sexual behavior. The urge for sex is also under the control of limbic system. Is this point clear? Hello. Okay, right now. Done. Next, we'll be discussing about the midbrain. So, is it clear about the forebrain? Any doubts with forebrain? Each and everyone in the class, any doubts there about the forebrain? Now we are moving to the next, that is called midbrain. Midbrain is aura mesencephalon. Do you want me to wait, Chrisley? Okay. Write down. Next. So midbrain is now midbrain. If you look, it's called as mesencephalon, and cerebral. It has cerebral peduncle, which is called as crura cerebri, and optic lobes. Okay, there are two parts in the midbrain. Please write down. Now tell me, we have studied about the ventricles. Does midbrain has a ventricle? What do you mean by ventricle? Ventricles means a cavity. So does midbrain has a cavity or ventricle? Very good. There is no cavity, and but it has a duct. Which is the duct? Which is the duct? Aqueduct of Sylvium. Very nice. What does the duct do? The duct connects which and which ventricle? The duct connects which and which ventricle? The third and fourth ventricle. Very nice, Pratusha. Is everybody understanding or no? Next. Midbrain or mesencephalon consists of aqueduct of Sylvium. The anterior it has a cerebral peduncle. What is cerebral peduncle? Is a collection of nerve tracts. Okay. Posteriorly, it has a four optic lobes. Those are called corpora quadrigemina. Quadri means four. Okay. So they have two pairs of what is corpora quadrigemina. They are the pair of collection of cyton. The collection of nerve tract is cerebral peduncle. The collection of cyton is quadrigemina. And presence of this is a mammalian character. Please write down. Done. Next, corpora quadrigemina consists of two superior colliculi and two inferior colliculi. Two superior colliculi are related with the visual reflex. Two inferior colliculi is related with the auditory reflex. The two together coordinate the movement of body according to the sense of hearing and vision. Corpora quadri. Quadri means four. So two superior and two inferior. So you have four collection of cyton. Done? Okay. Now, please draw this. If you see, can you see the diagram? The aqueduct of sylvium, which is present in the midbrain, there is no ventricles in the midbrain. There are cerebral peduncle on one side. There is optic lobes on the other side. These are two superior colliculi which are considered two inferior colliculi. And you can see there are two inferior colliculi which are related with auditory reflex. So you have these two coordinate and then play the role, superior and inferior together. Then comes the hindbrain. Hindbrain, you draw hindbrain, then I'll explain you how it goes about. This much is midbrain and other part is hindbrain. You draw both the things. Then I'll explain you about the next part. We'll be discussing about the hindbrain. Done? Done? Done, everyone? Everybody done? respiratory center and pneumotaxic center. P is silent. Okay. Can I explain you now? What is there before the tree of arbor? Arbor. Arbor. Arborvite. Arborvitae. Is it clear, Komal? Anything else? Rhythmic. R. Let me write it down for you guys. Which one is hemisphere? Yeah, hemisphere. Down is hemisphere. This is a vermis. Then pons, medulla oblongata, arborvitae. Can we go to the next point? Hello. Now, hindbrain first consists of pons, then medulla oblongata, and third is cerebellum. Okay, pons, medulla oblongata, and cerebellum. Pons consists of a pneumotaxic center, whereas medulla oblongata consists of rhythmic center. Pneumotaxic center, where have you studied? Tell me. Very good. Pneumotaxis we have studied in the breathing system, right? In the breathing chapter. So this has the rhythmic center which is present in the medulla oblongata, is in connected with the respiratory, cardiac, sneezing, and vomiting center, and the yonic center. The most of this is present in the rhythmic center, which is in the medulla oblongata. But the control of this medulla oblongata or the rhythmic center is present in the pons, that is pneumotaxic center. Is this point clear? So whenever they say do not fall on the head, mean if your medulla oblongata, if the medulla oblongata get damaged, the person dies, because respiration, cardiac, all the centers are present in the medulla oblongata region. So whenever there's a fall, we need to safer our medulla oblongata region. On other side, the third is cerebellum. Cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain. Which is the first largest part of the brain? Come on, tell me. Helmets cover backside. It depends on the which type of the helmets. There are helmets that covers the backside also. Cerebrum, right? Yeah. Cerebrum is a cerebral hemisphere is what largest part, and cerebellum is the second largest part. They maintains the body posture and balance. The main function is to maintain the body posture and the balance. This cerebellum, the gray matter is outside and the white matter is arranged in the form of the branch trees, and this is called arbor vitae, which is called the tree of life. Cerebellum consists of two parts, hemisphere, and two hemispheres are connected together by vermis. Center is vermis. So I hope you understood. Let's write down about this. If you have doubts, you can ask me. Okay. Hindbrain. Can you see the hindbrain? Please write down the classification. Hindbrain is also called Romencephalon, Pons Veroli. Next, please write down the yeah. Write down about the pons varoli. Pons varoli, it connects the cerebellum, that is a hindbrain, to a forebrain. Pneumotaxis is present in the pons varoli that moderate the function of rhythmic center, which is present in the medulla oblongata. Yes, after the diagram, Tusha, please write down. Don't write down the full slide. First, write down about the pons varoli. Until pons varoli. If you are done with the pons varoli, do let me know. Done? Just write down about the pons varoli. Hiding. Pons varoli, write down Komal. It connects cerebellum to a cerebrum. Next. Medulla oblongata. What is a medulla oblongata? It's a conical shape. It continues in the spinal cord, and where it is present between the pons and the spinal cord. It is a center for respiratory, cardiac, vasomotor, for the movement, peristalsis, the slow movement of the muscles, digestive juice secretion, salivation, coughing, sneezing, defecation, urination, vomiting, yawning centers. All these centers are present in the medulla oblongata, a region between the spinal cord and pons. Is this point clear? After cardiac, vasomotor. Firstly, it is vasomotor. Next. Are you all done? Then write down about the cerebellum. Cerebellum is the second largest part of brain. It has two large cerebellar hemisphere. These are two connected by one small vermis. It has arbor vitae, which I have explained you, and the main function of this arbor vitae is to the body posture and the balance of the body. Komal, what do you want to? Are you done with the medulla oblongata, Komal? No. Okay. Write down. Done. Okay. Now please write down about the cerebral hemisphere. Sorry, cerebellum. It's black. Now, Pratisha, now can you see? Okay, write down quickly. Done, everyone? Any doubts? So, what do you understand by brainstem? Brainstem is midbrain plus pons plus medulla oblongata together forms a brainstem. Please make a note. What do you understand by brainstem? Midbrain, very important question. Pons, medulla oblongata. Hindbrain and part of hindbrain and also the midbrain plays a role in the formation of brainstem. Is it done? Any doubts? Any doubts? Any doubts for today's class, my dear students? Come on, tell me before we wind up the class. Is everything clear to all the students present here? Hmm? Okay, fine, yeah. So I'll wind up the class for today. See you all in the next class. Until then, keep